Here is another plant I picked up today. Kind of a impulse buy, but this is ostrich fern, Matteuccia struthiopteris. And this is actually quite a common plant in the east of North America, all the way up into Canada. And I used to have these in Ontario. I would say that this is the most common fern you will see in forests. It does spread through rhizomes, so when you plant one, you will over time get many. And the thing about this fern is they get big. I would say on average, I would see them with at least 3 to 4 feet high, sometimes higher, up to 5. And they do have quite a lacy sort of texture to them. It is deciduous though, so they do die back. That's kind of the one negative, and they do require water. They really like water. But I grabbed this because it is big and I'm hoping that it's gonna spread. I mean, you can actually see some of the new leaves unfolding, and those are fiddleheads. You can actually eat them. Not quite at this size when they're closer down to the base, but you can eat them. You can even buy them in the grocery store. I used to be able to buy them in the springtime. So it's a kind of a common food that, not a common necessarily, but a kind of an old-time food that people would eat in the East. But nice light green foliage. And my idea is now that my big trackies are kind of growing up and I'm losing the fronds, you can kind of see that fence back there. And this is just kind of a tough area to grow things. I do have irrigation in there, so that's where I'm thinking I'm gonna try this. And I'm hoping that it's gonna kind of spread throughout this area in here. Because when you do see kind of like large, I guess, thickets, I think that may be the right term of them, they're quite impressive. The one thing I don't like about them is the smell. They have a really distinct smell when you crush or break one of the leaves. It's just a smell I've known my whole life. So that's the one negative, I would say. Well, that and the fact that they're deciduous. I would have liked maybe like another big Pacific chain fern, but man, those things are hard to find. I bought this from the place I bought the Pacific chain fern, or the giant chain fern, and they didn't have any this year. So there's your ostrich fern. It's just a baby. It'll get quite big, and when they die back, they leave almost like a knobby base, so they're really easy to find. And I mean, I've dug these up from the wild before and put them in my yard, and very easy. Usually when you dig them up though and you transplant them, they're pretty much toast. They'll look like crap for that year, but the next year they'll come back nice and vigorous. But really easy plant, provided it gets water, and that's kind of my big problem here, is water. But I do have irrigation in the area that this is going, so hopefully we have some success with it.